Alright, we got the machine working and it plays Gauntlet just fine, but if we're going to play other games on it, we're going to need to make a couple of changes. Right now it's got these 49-way optical joysticks on them, which are pretty clunky. There are actually converters for these where you can hook them up to your PC, but the motion isn't very nice on them. They got a huge throw and there's no positive actions, there's no click or corners on them at all. And we've only got 3 buttons per player and they're in a kind of a weird configuration. So it looks like we're going to have to build a new control panel. So the first stop is going to be buttons. We got our 2 schools of buttons here. We got American and Japanese. So let's take a closer look. So first up we've got Sanwa brand snap-in buttons in 30mm and 24mm. I picked these up from focusattack.com. These buttons tend to be the standout favorite of the fighting game community, so it's good to have them as a reference. The snap-in design here means that the top panel basically has to be less than 4mm, which might be a problem for some of the designs I'm thinking of, but it's good to have this as a reference. Also, I really like the look of this. I'm going for LED lighting on all the buttons, so having a clear rim with a black plunger I think would look really good. Next up we've got the Seimitsu brand buttons, and they're basically the same as the Sanwa buttons, although they have a slightly different feel, and they do have the screw-in design so that you can accommodate a slightly thicker top panel. As far as the look goes, they don't seem to make them with black plungers. The closest they have is this smoke color, but it's still basically completely transparent. The color though comes from like an insert. Like if we take it apart, we can see that the colors basically just fall from this insert. So we could paint this, or I don't know if there's replacements available or something, but this could be replaced or painted and to get the look that we're going for. Next up we have the classic concave button made by IL. Picked these up from Paradise Arcade. If you've ever played an arcade game in America, it probably had a button just like this in it. They come in a variety of colors so you can get them in clear. And then we can mix and match the plungers so we get a black plunger and the clear rim for the LED lighting that we're going for. They also make a convex version, the so-called competition version that some people swear by that it makes a big difference. The trouble is they don't make this version in clear, so we can't get the cool look we're going for. Now, you could put the convex plunger into the concave rim and get it that way, but I don't think it's going to work because if you look at it from the side, the lips are way different heights, but I'll give it a shot. So we just need to take this apart. There, now we've got the black convex plunger inside the clear convex rim, concave rim, and yeah, it looks a little weird. I don't know, it just doesn't look right, so I don't think that's going to be an option. And here's the standard concave plunger in the concave rim, and you can see it looks a lot more normal. So I think that's going to be the way to go if we use this branded button. Paradise Arcade also gives you a choice of what micro switch to have on the button. We've got the standard 50 gram, we've also got 20 gram and 125 gram. You can probably hear the difference between those. So that's one more thing to try out. So for our LED lighting, we've got this little gizmo, which is sold by Paradise Arcade. It's basically just a little PCB with some super bright RGB LEDs on it, and it just slides over your button like that. So we're going to get some power and see what this thing looks like. Okay, so we got 5 volts coming in here, and we're going to hook it up. And you can see we got red, green, and blue LEDs. Looks pretty cool, and if we get a LED controller, we'll be able to do all sorts of patterns and flashing lights, and it'll be awesome. And here it is on the Seimitsu button. And here it is on the smoke colored button. I'm not sure how much sense it makes to have a super bright LED shining through black plastic, but there you have it. And here it is on the Sanwa button. I'm not sure this will be compatible with the snap-in design. I don't want to try it because this thing's pretty thin and I don't want to break it. But there it is for reference. So that's our button selection. I like the IL button with the 125 gram switch. It makes a real good click noise. So I'm going to give that a shot in a prototype panel. And I'm also going to give the Seimitsu buttons a shot because I don't really like the feel of them holding them, but people say that they're really good and responsive, so I'm going to give them a try. Paradise Arcade also sent me some macadamia nut Hershey Kisses with little flags that say Aloha, so I'm going to review those right now. They're good.